Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we're taking another look at a deck that didn't quite make it in the color challenge for Izzet. By now the Izzet Drakes video should be up, and I'm sure some people bemoan the fact that I would still play a deck that's a season and like 2 seasons old at this point. They want something new. Thousand Year Storm isn't exactly new, but it is incredibly entertaining and probably doesn't get played nearly enough for how fun it is. One new card addition from Ravnica Allegiance is Clear the Mind, which does let us reset the deck and go through it all over again, which is really fun. Another is Precognitive Perception to gas the deck up. But if you haven't seen Thousand Year Storm before, this animation is sweet. This card is sweet. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it for each other instant or sorcery spell you've cast before it this turn. You may choose new targets. So we want to start off with some cheap spells, probably stuff that draws cards, things like Opt and Radical Idea. Then we want to cast cards like Pirate's Pillage or Chemist's Insight that draw a whole bunch of cards when duplicated. And then we want to finish the opponent with Shocks and Lightning Strikes, just straight to the dome to finish the game. The rest of the deck is built mostly around that premise. We have Fiery Cannonades to clear the board and keep ourselves moving forward. We have Star of Extinction to do the same thing on a much grander scale. We have Mission Briefing to get some spells back if we need them. We have Clear the Mind to reset the deck, like I said. Blink of an Eye to keep troublesome things from happening. Search for Azcanta and Mirari's Conjecture. These actually play important roles in the deck because what these do is draws the opponent's enchantment removal out and their counter spells. So if we're playing against somebody who removes enchantments or counter spells, they react pretty strongly to Search for Azcanta or Mirari Conjecture. These both create a pretty strong B plan where we can just take our time and set up a really good hand and blow the opponent away with value. So they have to respect them. And when you respect them, you may make room in you may leave them without an answer to Thousand Year Storm. Whereas if Thousand Year Storm is the only, go over the top spell in the deck, then they just hold on to Mortify and kill it, or Conclave Tribunal, or whatever they use to kill enchantments, Vivian Reed. Niv Mizzet makes a one-of appearance because, well, sometimes they just have too many counter spells, but this dragon can win games that not much else can win. Say against Mono Blue or Drakes. You're going to have a really hard time resolving the Thousand Year Storm, as well as cards like Pirate's Pillage and Mirari's Conjecture through cards like Spell Pierce and Negate. But Niv Mizzet just walks right through them and wins the game. So that's what we're going to try. Let's go play a few games, see how it goes. Alright, this one has an Optishock and some Pillages. Hopefully it'll help us set up a good hand. Opponent opens on a swamp. Should I play the mountain to have shock available or the island for opt? I think the island for opt, as I can play that whether there's a target or not. Azcanta. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Need an Azcanta of my own, I think, but not available yet. The opponent keeps their top card. Land and what? Wall of Lost Thoughts. Are you trying to mill me? Okay, down goes Niv. Fun. I guess I'll play this tap land and say go. This is interesting. We'll have to try to get a Thousand Year Storm in our hand. And if we draw Clear the Mind, that's really good. Is this it? Opponent saying go. Alright. So do we play a card like Pirate's Pillage into open mana? I think we do. Maybe the opponent will counter it, maybe they won't. There's one way to find out. But we have to draw the counters out of them somehow, so that cards like Precognitive Perception and Mirari's Conjecture can happen. Alright, well that worked out. I wonder if I go for my own Azcanta. I think I do. The opponent may counter it, like I said, but we've got to get the counters out of them. And thank you, Wall of Lost Thoughts, for making this happen. Making it possible for me to flip my Azcanta right now. And the opponent's saying go. They put a Ritual Soot in their graveyard, so they might be sitting on a lot of removal spells in their hand. We can graveyard that. Transform. So, in this situation, where the opponent has an Azcanta on 2, and on turn 3 Wall of Lost Thoughts, this can target either player. You may want to consider targeting yourself to flip your Azcanta sooner. The sooner you flip your Azcanta, the sooner you can use this extra mana that's doing nothing to pick up some sweet cards. So if we go for Conjecture, we can get Opt and Pirate's Pillage. That's okay. But we already have a Pirate's Pillage, and we already have... The play. What's the play? It's pretty tough. I think I'll try for a Conjecture. Or I can just say go and sit on a precog. My opponent's sitting on open mana. They didn't have a counter last turn. They might have drawn one. They did keep whatever they saw with the Azcanta on top. It's an indicator that, I mean, what should you keep? You should keep counters, like things that interact on the stack. So it means they should have one. Right? Immortal Sun. Okay. That is strong, but doesn't affect me much. And my opponent's tapped out now. What I really want to do is find a... If I can resolve a 1,000-Year Storm, and this goes deeper for 1,000-Year Storm than the Perception does, so that's what I'm going to try to do. And we found the Clear the Mind. But I think I just want to leave that in the deck. I don't want to reshuffle right now. I'll take the Chemisters. I have so much card draw now. I can probably start firing off at face. Probably. There's the Storm, just like that. See, if we had gone with Perception, we'd still be one. It would still be one short of finding the Storm. How could I know such things? I don't know. Just lucky, I guess. No. No. Not like this. Oh my god. Now that's never happened to me before. All right. No way. No way. All right. I'm going to blink the Bolus's Clutches, returning the Storm to me. I'm going to shock my opponent. And I'm going to shock them again. Then we will Pirate's Pillage, and I'll drop off the Chemister's Insight. And here we go. No freaking way! Just figuring out how I wins, and I think I've got it. But that was insane, that top deck. All the top decks, to be honest. All right, we've got 1 billion-ish here, so we can go to blue, and we can go to blue, and we can cast Mission Briefing. We only have 1 million of them to stack our deck with. And the opponent's going to scoop because we can use all of those to flash back the lightning strikes and the shocks, and that is the game. Ooh, no blue mana, but 2 lightning strikes. I'll get there. I'll draw the blue. I believe in me. Opponent having to look around. They mulled to 6. They put 1 on the bottom, so their hand is sketch. They're running that Sarkhan. Always makes me think they might be mono red, but here's a white land. And off the top, white black. Okay. Legion Lieutenant. Can't think of a better lightning strike target, but I might draw a fiery cannonade, so we'll wait. There's the blue source. And we'll see what the follow-up is for our opponent. They want to go to attacks. I'm going to take the damage. I am waiting to see if I can pull off a cannonade or something like that. Now I regret it. Let's see. Discard 2 cards. If you control a vampire, they lose 2 life. Well, then I guess I'll shoot that down. And the 2 cards will be you 2, because I can jumpstart the radical idea. Let's see if we can find a land. We do. Hitting land is going to be a little difficult for this game because of the arterial flow. It's going to mess up our vibe a little bit, and we're sitting on the 6 drop. But I have faith. Alright. Pirate's Pillage. Let's go for it. I'll drop off one of these lightning strikes. Might regret that later, but we'll see. Land and go. Next turn, I can fire the Conjecture off, probably getting, what, an Opt and a Pillage. And then I can play the Storm the next turn, and hopefully that's good enough. The opponent with the Revival, though. That's obnoxious. I wonder if I have to shoot that down. I think it makes sense to shoot that down. Revival pumping up the Lieutenant to put on a quicker clock. So I could run out the Storm. I like playing the Conjecture, though, because sometimes if your opponent has a Mortify, this will get it out of them. And do I take another strike, or do I take some card draw? I sort of have some card draw sitting in the graveyard with Radical Idea, but yeah, I'll take a lightning strike. Just in case the opponent keeps this Revival, Revenge, Legion Lieutenant Parade going. Yep, there's the Tribunal. That is a thing that happens. Alright, let's try this. A little risky, because if they have another Tribunal, I don't have the mana to play the next Storm without a top deck. That doesn't look like a Tribunal. Here's a Cannonade off the top. My hand isn't exactly shiny right now. I sort of want to wait for one more mana, and with a Cannonade I can. So as weird as it sounds, I think I just say go here. I can also do like Strike Radical Idea, discarding the other 1000-Year Storm at an end step if I want to, but this is exactly the kind of thing to Cannonade. Alright, so we'll go Fiery Cannonade. Fires up the Storm. Now we'll use Radical Idea to draw 2 cards, and I'll discard the other Storm. There's a Blink of an Eye, that's really good. Alright, so we'll lead with Blink of an Eye. Bounce that, get back the Conjecture. Go get probably another Pillage. Cast the first Pillage, then cast the second Pillage, and so forth. I think this is keepable. We won't get run over, and we'll hit our land drops for a while. There's a lot of good draws in the deck. Our opponent with the opening on Llanowar. Freaking elves, baby. Let's see if they can play something bigger. Rejuvenator. Uh-oh. Got all kinds of stuff going on. I think I'd better just try to Cannonade these. Of course, if my opponent plays Gigantosaurus, I'd lose. Beast Whisperer. Good. That is something I can Lightning Strike. That somehow fell right into my trap. Speaking of my trap, let's just get that Llanowar Elf out of there before our opponent does play Gigantosaurus. We've set them back, but I assure you, they're not finished with me, and there's a find. Getting back Beast Whisperer and the Llanowar. For 1 green, what was that hang-up? I'm gonna have to watch out for whatever that was. Anyway, untap land, Chemist's Insight is the plan. We'll need another island to play Niv, which is awkward. Shakaka. Straight out of Ace Ventura. I'm going to say hello. Hello. Hello, Shakaka. Why-oh. Here comes Beast Whisperer. And here comes Pelt Collector. So our opponent held the Pelt Collector to draw a card with the Beast Whisperer. That makes sense. That's pretty cool. Oh, look at them go. Look at them lighting the world on fire with their Pelt collecting. Alright, a Pirate's Pillage will also help us cast Niv. I can get back a Fiery Cannonade with the Mirari Conjecture, but I don't have a sorcery in the graveyard yet. That's awkward. I could also Mission Briefing the Fiery Cannonade. I think that's pretty good. And or the Lightning Strike for the Beast Whisperer. But these Pelt Collectors get really scary when the opponent plays something. Alright, I'm going to pay 2 life. I'm going to cast Mission Briefing. Do I want either of these? A lot of decisions on these freaking cards. I do want a sorcery in my graveyard so that the Mirari Conjecture can get something back for value. And I don't think I want to just flat draw an opt here. I think I need to make better use of my mana. Alright. Plus drawing an island off the top would be pretty hot. And the opponent without another play. We didn't draw the island, so I think I need to use the Pillage and set up Niv for the next turn. We could also go Conjecture, Lightning Strike, and then get a Pillage. Actually, I think I really like Conjecture here. Try to get this Beast Whisperer value. Oh, the opponent slow rolled us on that one, didn't they? Oh, they don't use it. I thought they blew up the Conjecture. They didn't. What is going on? Apparently a tough choice. And the card is a Druid of the Cowl. Drawing a card for the Beast Whisperer. Well, now Niv is really scary. We have to get rid of Vivian Reed. I guess we could wait till doubling time. You know, we could just slam the Storm. If we slam the Storm here, the opponent has to kill it with Vivian Reed. And the next turn, this doubles. Lightning Strike can take out Beast Whisperer and Vivian Reed, plus Pirate's Pillages draw a bunch of cards. They probably don't kill both. So I'm going to go for it. It's gutsy. Bring the Purple Rain. The opponent has to destroy one of these. And they choose the Storm. But I think that sets me up nicely for a big turn. Rejuvenator getting another land. The beating commences. Another Conjecture. Alright. Let's fire at will, Commander.
Every defeat is a new beginning.
Let's pillage it up. We can discard the Radical Idea. Pretty clean. Here's a blue source. Now we could play another Conjecture and get that ticking, but right now we get double opt and double pillage. So the pillages are just gonna just keep building up and stacking our hand. So it's hard not to do that. Unfortunately, we can't triple the mana with some shenanigans. But we can do this until we find like a Fiery Cannonade and wipe this board even more. Let's try out an opt. No. Pretty good, but no. Do we do another pillage? I guess so. It's the best time. And we still end up with 4 treasures at the end of it. The question will be, do we keep going after that? an interesting set of cards we've been peeling. I think I will keep going. Playing an Azcanta is kind of a free land for the next turn, plus Endless Gas, and the opt gets doubled if I do it right now. And what we need is another Storm, but we're going to have Niv next turn, so that's pretty good. Star of Extinction's good. Another Storm is good. Alright, let's discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 25 cards still in the deck. Looking okay on that front. 2 Conjectures. Oh man, Shikaka wants none of all that value. We didn't even have to storm off. We just conjectured off. So we have a shock to open things up. It's hard to say if the shock can protect us long enough to pillage into storm, but I think it's worth trying. Let's just get the Steam Vents in tapped. We might draw a 2-drop, and we might want to avoid shocking ourselves down the line. I'm sure we can shock anytime we need to. The opponent with a forest. Is it an elf? It's always an elf. Zap. Always kill the elf. If you can. Extra land off the top. Not ideal. But something has to get discarded to Pirate's Pillage, by God. Look at that fanatical firebrand. Still thinking it's a pirate, not a monkey. Craziness. Thorn Lieutenant. Search for Azcanta. Let's start searching for some sweet stuff. So, opponent on mono green, aggro stompy stuff. Blanchwood armor, sure. Fun. The clock is real. Fiery Cannonade. Doesn't help me here. Chemister's Insight. Let's fire off the Pillage and drop off the Insight because we can flash it back, or the land. Let's see, next turn I go to 10. The turn after that I go to 5 and I cast the Storm. Then I untap from there. I'm going to drop off the land. I'm confident I'll hit more. Brilliant! Who knew? Alright. Down to 9. Can the opponent put more pressure? They cannot. Is there an instant in the graveyard? There is. But I don't have the time to play the Conjecture here, unfortunately. None of these help me against the giant Thorn Lieutenant. So I have to graveyard you and try really to get to my blink of an eye, or find a way to cast this Fiery Cannonade and a bunch of other spells next turn. I don't know how I'll do it. But let's play the 1,000-Year Storm and see if we're dead. 5 cards in graveyard, by the way. Can I get that stop in there? Galta. Oh my lord. So how do I win? The reason I put the stop here is in case I want to cast one of these on my upkeep. But I think what I have to do is top deck perfectly. Like flipping the Azcanta could be worth another mana. But I just don't know how I get there, to be honest. Because what would that leave me with? 1, 2, assuming I find an untapped land. 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. I guess I could hit like multiple shocks and ops and that would be good enough. So let's go for it. We're going to take the shot. Not really what I'm looking for, but I guess the pillages kind of go off. I do still need a basic land. And I have to bin this anyway, which is unfortunate. So, cross your fingers. Big draw. Whiff. So I've got 1 spell cast, so this does 4 damage to everything. I can't cast this. I can't play this because of the 2 life. So this isn't going to work out. Let's go down in flames. Let's bin those. What we need is an opt, and we didn't get one there. So I guess I'm targeting the shock. And yeah, still not seeing it. We were so close though. Pew! Pew! Take ourselves down. Too many expensive cards, I think. Just too slow. But whatever. That doesn't... Since when has stuff like that stopped me? Since when do I not keep a 5 and 3 6 drops in my opener? Alright. We got some removals. What have you got? You got Hero Precinct 1. Bazang! Dead. Gibgink. I will throw you a hello now that I've done something rude. Sorry about that. I'm trying to do it earlier, but I keep forgetting. I am not a good memory type. Imperialist Oligarch and a missed land drop. Oligarch. What did I say? Oligarch. I think I'm going a little crazy, team. Friends, let's get that priest gone. That thing is scary and I don't like it. Blink of an eye. I'll just be over here chilling. Profane Procession. Well, I guess I have a Niv in my hand, but for the most part that's going to have a hard time being useful. Let's see if we can find another land with this opt. As much as I want that cannonade, I want land more. Well, today you get your cake and you eat it too, CGB. That's going to be the way it is. Fun. Do I lightning strike this so I can cannonade later? I guess so. The 1/1 is less damage, so let's slow that roll a little bit. Finally found another land. One more in the precog sets us up really nicely. We just want to make sure the board's kind of clean when that time comes. So let's see what our opponent plays. A Basilica Bellhaunt. Ugh. I am not liking the look of that. Okay. Well, it's not something that I can bounce with Blink of an Eye and feel good about. The discard is Niv because of the Profane Procession, so that's a pretty easy one. The Fiery Cannonade, this isn't the right time. I'm going to try to combine it with a Shock to take the Bellhaunt off the field. Another land. So I'll play this tapped and use the Blink of an Eye on something, I guess, to buy more time. I could just bounce the Bellhaunt. Then they play it, make me discard one of the storms. I might need all the storms, though. What if they run Mortify? I don't know. It's a tricky situation. A lot could still happen. Wow. Well then. I'm going to cannonade. Let's just remove that. I think our opponent with a little mistake playing that Call the Feast before combat there. I think otherwise I'd have had to take the damage, but I think the right play now is just to move things off the board. Still didn't hit that land. Let's precog. We find a land, and it's a good one, especially now that Niv is gone. The Arch doesn't punish us. The Opt and the Lightning Strike help with the Storm, so I'll take them. I am on the clock, though. It's a little risky, because I'm going to go down to 7, and then we'll see what our opponent puts on the board for pressure. I might face lethal before I get to untap with a Storm. Okay, that's not it. So this is down to 7, facing 5. Our opponent could find a creative way to lethal, but I think it's the right call to gamble and go for the Storm. And we'll see if the opponent can remove it or not. If they can, we still have Blink of an Eye, Lightning Strike, ways to keep from dying for another turn. Although the tempo of this dying right here probably ends the game. But we're a combo deck. You can't not go for your combo. playing the control role for too long when the opponent has so much value built into their creatures is just... doesn't seem like it's going to make it to me. Well, they're looking around. Maybe trying to find a way to buff the Alendra? Okay, they got a priest. They got an oligarch. That's not enough. And now the question is, do we go off? And I think we do. So let's start with an opt. We'll definitely bottom that. We can't play it untapped. We find another land. Let's do another opt. The conjecture. That can get back, I guess, another opt, a shock, or a pillage. But I don't get multiple turns, so I'm going to put that away as well. Another red source, another storm. Nope, that won't do it either. There's a star. Star kind of does it. The opponent gets left with some stuff, but if we can find a cannonade, we sweep it up. The real question is, do I need another turn? And I'm hoping not. Let's do the pillage now, because otherwise we're going to run out of mana. Let's discard the other storm. I guess we can discard the land. That's nice and clean. Here comes the pillages. I need another pillage, please. A mission briefing. That does it, I think. So we'll go blue, and we'll go blue. The clock begins to tick aggressively. To the graveyard with you. And now we get to stack our deck with shocks and things like that. So we'll grab pillage. I guess drawing another pillage is also fine. And we'll get the shocks. And again, we'll get the strike. Getting a little nervous. Put one of those pillages in the graveyard. No, that's fine. And let's target an opt. Alright, so here we go again. The race against the clock is on. High tension magic. I could probably win. It would involve some math with the shock strike opt combo here, but since I can keep going without too much risk, I will. The biggest risk right now is the clock, and we do have 3 timeouts. 18 cards. 16 cards. All right. Let's start firing at the opponent. I think we'll have enough now. Down to 12. And they're out of here. I was contemplating, should I point the last shock at my own face for good sportsmanship, but they conceded, which is totally fair. All right. Pack. I guess we'll do a quick pack crack here on the way out the door. Show me those gems. Wah! Oh, or a mythic wild card. They call it streamer luck. I guess it converts to YouTube as well. We only open good packs. I hope you enjoyed this wild ride with Thousand Year Storm. I don't think it's a competitive deck as long as there's Spell Pierce in the format and things like that that just never let you have fun with your Storm. Enchantments are very vulnerable to Mortify, Conclave Tribunal, and the like. But as far as taking it out for a spin, I think everybody should at least go off with Thousand Year Storm once. It's a pretty lovely feeling. The animations are gorgeous, and it's nice to have, not just a nice, fun deck to have for a good time when you need something to do and you don't feel like grinding the hell out of the ladder or trying to slog through another constructed event. I hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching this video. Botch outro. Bad CGB. Let's try that again. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment. You can also support the channel on Patreon for special perks. Links are in the description. Our sponsors are hauntedflower.com and flipsidegaming.com. Haunted Flower sells officially licensed MTG apparel and accessories, and Flipside Gaming sells MTG cards and supplies. You can save 10% on either site with the promo code CGB, and it supports the channel at the same time. See you next time for another day in the arena. For now, it's me, it's CGB, signing out.